What's up, everybody? My name is Paul, aka Too Sick. Mostly everyone knows me by Paul. That's okay. I'm
Yeah.
with the Dragon John Z, Jonathan Williams, who is, I don't know how to describe it, but possibly one of the best top decking players in any TCG of all time. And we've come together
Uh,
to discuss just TCGs in general. Mainly Jonathan, huge Lorcana guy right now. I mean, he's on an absolute tear. I'm on the Pokemon side. We both come from Magic. He dabbled in Yu-Gi-Oh. I've dabbled in other games like Digimon and other things like that. But this is something we're going to try and do on a weekly basis, and I think it's going to be very exciting. I'm finally happy that John finally gets to talk about his games because they are just always good. It's crazy. His results speak for themselves. So today we're going to talk about Jonathan's upcoming event in Texas. We're going to talk about the obvious Bucky ban. You know, that's pretty big in the Lorcana community. And John, you've played in what, 4 Lorcana championships, and you have
yep, 4 set championships, and I basically won all of them. The first one, get second place, and the other 3 I won.
right. So you've played in
Yep,
4 and you've walked away with 4 promos. You were
yep,
4 for 4 in championships. I mean, we take those every time, right? All
yep.
right. So
Formats too. So
I
yeah.
I mean, it, again, results speak for themselves. So John, why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
Me, I'm a Magic player, and I just went to play Lacona just to try it out, and I figured out that Lacona is just like Magic, but it's like you playing draft. And the game is pretty easy to play. You ain't got to worry about no land screw and stuff like that. You usually get to play the game.
So you've been enjoying it a lot more than Magic, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I have been enjoying it a little bit more than Magic because it's like I ain't got to worry about counter spells or people killing stuff on my turn and then they untap and play their stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of
So
like
it's
why
like,
I've. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so that's why I like the game a lot because I'm like, oh, I play this guy and you can't do nothing until your turn. You want to waste your whole turn killing my guy? That's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of why I really enjoy the Pokemon TCG. You know, there's not a lot of interaction per se. You know, it's a lot of, you do you, I do me, kind of like a chess match. Like it a lot. You know, you're thinking turns ahead. You know, very, very, very clean cut gaming. Feels real good. I guess our first topic we're going to talk about. I mean, you're 4 for 4 in Lorcana championships.
Yeah,
Have you played
Lacona.
all? Are you playing the same deck at all of them, or are you mixing it up? What are you doing?
Um, 3 of them I play the same deck, just trying different builds. Because this is my way of testing for Texas. Because I don't got like a little play group and stuff to test. Like some people want me to play with them, and just be working and busy. So I try out different builds of the deck as I'm playing set championships, and I'm just still winning with different builds of the deck. I try one jump. I try Mickey Mouse. I try like the Beast, Sad Beast, to draw cards and stuff, and
And
try
this is the
Arceus.
blue steel deck you're talking about, right?
Yep, Blue Steel.
Okay.
And the first one I wanted with was Blue Red because I wanted to try out Blue Red. I think Blue Red is really good, and I want to try out Hercules, and Hercules was amazing.
Okay. Okay. So you're leaning towards you're favoring the blue steel deck. I see.
Yeah, Blue Steel is just overall good. It got good game versus all the matchups in the whole format, like the aggro, the mid range, and the control matchups.
Now, have you seen
And
a? Oh, go ahead.
I was saying, and just you play a deck that you can beat all 4 decks, and the top 4 is blue steel, red purple, blue red, and green steel.
Okay. So I guess my question: how diverse has the meta been? So the one I went to today, I was at today with you. The room seemed very purple favored among a lot of decks. Like there was like purple X decks all over the room. There was a red purple deck you played against. There was green purple everywhere. There was amethyst purple. Is that been like a trend you've seen at the other events, or is it a pretty diverse meta?
It's pretty diverse meta because like the first one I went to, there was like me and my friends, we all played Blue Steel. There was like seven other Blue Steel decks. So it was like a heavy Blue Steel meta versus like Green Steel and Red Purple. And then top eight was like four of the Blue Steels, and then like a Blue Red, Green Steel, two Green Steels, and a Red Purple. I played against Red Purple, and I beat Red Purple, and then I had to play against Green Steel, beat Green Steel, then I had to play against a Blue Steel, and it was a mirror match. And that's how it goes. And at other different, let's see, Sword Championships, there was like Red Purple was favored a lot, so like it was like a lot of Red Purple. So everybody just playing the deck that they feel like they like, and especially after Buckham, they had Red Purple win, so now more people just playing Red Purple.
Okay, okay. So in light of this Bucky, I'm gonna air quote nerf because I come from other card games where
You
usually if a card is a little
you
too
mean ban?
powerful, it's banned. Right? It's either
Ban.
banned, restricted, limited, anything.
You
Disney
gonna look?
taking a whole new avenue. I mean, at least to me, new for me in this, where they are able to errata a card. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, this has been people are split on this, at least from what I've read. And again, that's the internet people, so who knows? What do you feel about the Bucky ban? You think it was warranted?
Bucky, like it was annoying because I couldn't play red purple because I knew that if I play against Bucky, then I gotta do like all this. I can't play stuff. I gotta draw cards until I reach be prepared, reset the board, and then take over the game. But sometimes you don't reach that be prepared, and you just be stuck at like 5 ink, and then they get so much card advantage and they just win. So that's why I chose my deck Blue Steel to play because it just beats Bucky. So the meta revolved around beating Bucky. So you got to play a deck to beat the Bucky. And about his errata, I think it was like too much. They could remove Ward or make him cost one more, and then he would be slightly busted. But they completely nerf Bucky. Like it's so bad that it's like basically banned. When I open up in set five and I'm look at it and I'm like, rest in peace.
So as you say, the card is unplayable now, like
Yeah, it's
strictly
unplayable
unplayable.
because the three costs is still a 1/1, and you got to shift a card to discard a card. And there's like rarely chances you're going to shift the card to discard a card. Maybe one out of Diablo or maybe Robin Hood, but on turn three it's going to be like hard to play Bucky on turn three, and then you got to wait a whole nother turn to shift, or you can play Diablo to shift that same turn, but that's like turn three, you know? Somebody already got ramp out, or somebody already doing stuff with Rabbit or something, and you just be like, well, I lose.
Yeah, it seems like the 3 slot in the green steel deck is pretty tight as it is. You
Yeah,
know,
you want to play Ursula and stuff like that. You want
okay,
to play Ursula turn
right,
three, or you want to play like a Diablo on turn three if you're not shifting them.
right. So
So,
you basically just
yeah,
thrown another 3 drop into the deck that's already got a good amount of 3 drops that they already want to play on three anyway.
yep,
So it sounds like they really just banned the card without saying we're banning the card, which
yeah.
I guess is someone said to me. I was talking to somebody about it in passing, and they said I think it opens up the avenue for future cards to come in, like with the Floodborn and stuff like that, to like in future sets. But to me, it looks like this is opening up an avenue to start erratating other cards, which I don't think you want to do. I think you just don't want to change a text and like remove a keyword and increase a cost, or do all three or do a mix. I think that can be problematic in the future. So I personally think they should have just
Hmm.
banned it, but that is
Yeah,
what it is.
I'm pretty sure everybody leaning they should just ban it because now that they changed the text of it, like local players or new players or wherever they get into the game, they go like, "Oh, I got this Bucky for set two. It says Ward, and I played him in a tournament." And then the judge be like, you can't play a card because the card is not legal no more. And then they got to figure out like, oh well, now I got four in my deck, so now I got to take them out, play something else in, or get like dropped from the tournament or something because they don't got the cards.
Okay.
So that's gonna hit it real big. And I guess they got to tell people that they changed the Bucky, but some people could be like, not read the meta, or they're not gonna be like, oh, I watched this on YouTube or something like that. They're just like, I just want to play the game, and I bought this card, and now I can't play it. You know,
No, I mean that's understandable. So, with the banning of the card now, that doesn't go into effect until August. I
August
think it
9th.
was August 9th. Okay, so
Yeah,
obviously, Texas not affected by this. Is there another challenge after Texas before the 9th, or is
I
there
think
is there something
Toronto.
overseas?
I think it's Toronto.
Okay, so there's two majors still before the
Yeah,
Bucky is exiting. So I guess
yeah,
do you think that people are going to gravitate towards the Bucky because it's like the last time they're going to be able to play it, or are they just going to
yes.
just say just go away from it?
So at Texas, I think people are going to be playing green steel heavily because red purple just won, and most people can look at it and be like, okay, what beat red purple? Oh, green steel's beat red purple. So they're going to be like, I'm going to play green steel, and this is my last time to play Bucky, so I'm going to play Bucky and see if I can win with Bucky. And then if green steel do win, they go like, this is my last time winning with Bucky, and it's going to be like happy for them, and then they'll be excited, it'll be a meme or whatever. This is why the card is banned. Some people say that,
I mean, that's fair.
and yep. So I'm predicting a lot of green steel, a lot of red purple because they won at Buckham. So and then I think the third best deck is gonna be blue steel. So you gotta prepare for the mirror matches or whatever you want to do. And it should be a fun thing to see.
Okay, and you leave Friday, Texas, yes?
Yep, I'll leave Friday.
Okay. Um, how do you feel about the testing you've been doing? You think it's been something you've
So
been liking?
it's not really testing, just like store championships and grinding and trying to figure it out as I win them at the same time. So I'm not like really actually sitting down and testing with somebody for fun. I'm like actually playing serious games with cards that I think will be good and
Right.
try them out, and that'll be my testing.
Yeah,
So I
like
am.
when I was playing the green purple deck, I I feel like that's like your aggro deck, if you will, of the like meta right now, if you will. Um, is 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 it time that you start seeing these aggressive decks kind of showing up? Because obviously, if green steals everywhere and
Mhm.
they're just going to be ripping your hand apart, do you think this is kind of like the I guess the opportunity for a deck that requires just going nuts on turn one or two to just put pressure on the board to combat this, or do you think it's going to become a slower meta?
So the aggro decks cannot beat Bucky deck, so there's no aggro decks really going to show up unless they want to play the aggro decks just for fun. Because once you go turn two Bucky to turn three Aladdin or Diablo, you discard a card in the hand after they just put two guys on the battlefield or three guys because they aggro. They go one drop, one drop, one drop. And then after that, you can sing Let Storms Rage On, killing the guys and trading to the guys easily while playing another guy to discard the card again. So by turn four, they got zero cards in the hand, you clear their board, and now they can't play the game.
Okay, so
But after Bucky's banned, then the aggro deck is going to shine because red purple is going to be like the best deck, and then everybody can beat red purple by playing aggro decks. Because red purple struggle with the aggregates like Flynn Rider and Curse Mythfolk is really hard for the red purple to beat.
okay. Now, I don't want to ask you directly what you are playing
Mm-hmm.
for Texas because I don't think you either A, know what you're doing yet, or B, do you want to let out the top secret information. But if you had to pick, if you were telling me, who's played very limited Lorcana, and I'm coming with you. But I would like to attempt to do well. What deck are you handing me? Or like, what boxes of 3 decks are you handing me?
Either red purple, blue red, or blue steel.
Okay,
Because red purple is still really good. You can beat the green steel matchup. It's kind of hard, but you can beat it if you're a seasoned player. And then the blue steel matchup is got like a really good matchup versus everything, so you can beat anything. And I think blue red is a sleeper deck right now. Cause I play a list with Hercules, the Queen, and stuff like that. It cover all the aggro matchups, and it can kill the Queen castle really fast, and it'll win you the game.
so you've been liking the Hercules in your blue red
Yeah,
deck a lot because you're able
yeah.
to counteract the castle when they're playing it. So they go
Mm-hmm.
castle, you're just like, cool, Hercules, knock the castle, knock
Yep.
down the castle.
But blue red got like a lot of uninkables, which is scary. If you don't hit Fishbone Quill, you can be stuck in a spot with a lot of uninkables. I noticed that, and that could be your downfall. So like you got to play a deck that's consistent all the time, that draws well, and that's why I'm not leaning towards blue red because I'm like thinking like if I do the best of two and I got a 2-0 everybody, I don't want to miss on having the unequals and get a 1-1 draw. That would be bad.
Yeah, so let me ask you something about that. You were in Atlanta. You were going into day 2 undefeated. You did a
Mm-hmm.
really, really strong day 2, and then, we the rest is history after that. My question is for the best of 2. Now, I'm not a big fan of this. It's kind of weird. And again, I'm a Pokemon player, so I play best of
Mm-hmm.
1 or best of 3.
Yeah.
The best of 2, especially with, giving us 30, was it 35 minutes
It's like
for
40. It's like 45 minutes.
Okay, so it's
The
45.
best
So
of two.
because I was reading some store championships were doing
Mm-hmm.
35-minute best of 2s. I'm like, how's it even possible when best of
Well,
1?
some games are really fast though. They don't take like 10 minutes per game.
Sure,
The,
okay,
the players
okay.
play as reasonable space for time.
But I think the overall, like, the tiebreak, I guess the tiebreaker math comes up to a really weird structure. How have you, I mean, you've been playing a lot of the majors or a lot of the store championships. How have you been feeling about the best of 2? Do you think it's here to stay, or are you ready for this to kind of go to
I
best
think
of
the
3?
I think the best of two might stay because I think that they like the best of two because the way how it plays out and how many points you get, stuff like that. They like the fast pace of it, and then basically in the top eight you do best of three. But it's like I don't like the best of two because it's like you won one, you draw, you go into the next round, and if you do a lot of drawing, like you got two good players, unfortunately it might be a draw because either one got a stumble or you win one on the play, they win one on the play, and then there you go, you got a draw, and then if you get too many draws, you don't even make it into the top eight. So I really don't like it, but it is what they decided to play. So I will play it and try to win the best I can.
Well, I mean, like you said, some matchups. I mean, you're talking 7 to 10 minutes a game, right?
Hmm.
Unless you're doing like a blue red mirror or blue steel mirror, or even like the
Yeah.
amethyst steel song mirror.
Because even with me playing Blue Steel, I was done with like my matches at like the 20-minute mark, you know?
Right. So, do you
Because
think if you're getting 45 for 2, could you make the argument for 55 for 3?
yeah,
Is the tutor is okay? So as I
that
didn't go
is
to
what it
Atlanta.
is.
So as for Atlanta, that was like, obviously that was pretty huge. For Atlanta, did it seem to run smoother for the organizer? It's always usually a big
Um,
consideration when doing the tournament structure is how does the organizer feel?
I'm pretty sure the organizer was really happy with it because it went smooth. Like for their first tournament and for how many people they had, it ran smooth. We didn't really have no much problem. Everybody got a lunch break and the games
Oh,
went
you guys got a
fast.
lunch break?
Yeah, we got lunch
Y'all got
break.
a lunch break? Oh shit, I'm going.
After
I'm going to
round,
work
after
on it.
round, After round 3, you get lunch break.
I'm coming to Lorcana.
So
I'm
in
coming.
Texas, after round 3, I'm gonna get lunch break. I sit down and talk to my friends about did I'm 3-0 or did I lose, stuff like that. What plays I should have made, stuff they watch my game, all that kind of stuff like that.
All right, I'm going full Lorcana now. Lunch breaks, you're crazy, dude. Playing the Pokemon regional like seasons, that was like I
They
played
give you this,
NAIC, and
yeah.
dude, round 7 I was cooked, and I was playing an aggro deck. Like I was playing a deck that's designed to go very very fast, and I
Yeah.
still was cooked by round 7 because we don't get a lunch break.
hmm
Um,
So
that's pretty sick though.
uh, like if you plan for like the round 3, you want to hurry up and beat your opponent, get your lunch break, and then go eat food like I did. So I was playing green purple and it's aggro deck, so I'm really fast and I play against I think round 3 I play against Mufasa and I beat them in like the first 15 minutes. And I was like, oh well, it's time for give me some lunch, and then get go to line before everybody else come out and get in line for food. And by the time everybody else got there, I was already done eating and just waiting for everybody else to finish their food so we can start the next round.
All right, so um, what would you say would be the top 3 decks like meta share for Texas? Obviously, we're
Uh,
probably gonna put green
mhm.
steel at number 1, clear
Yeah,
number
green
1.
steel is always number 1, and then it's like blue red and but top 3 is different. It's green steel, blue steel, red purple. If there was top 4, blue red would be in the mix. But right now, blue red has fallen off. And then I see people still trying it, but there's rarely been blue red in the top 8.
So like obviously like the unfortunate exodus of Pixelborn has really, you know, hinder the online structure. I know there's tabletop simulator and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And Disney is yet to announce, or Ravensburger, whoever's doing it at this point, has yet to announce any kind of client, at least that I have seen. I may be mistaken on that. Sorry to the internet if I do. Um, but do you feel that that is good or bad for testing events? And what I mean by that is that obviously it's bad because you're playing less, you're not getting in matches. But is it good
Yeah.
to conceal certain like deck, deck techs? Is it better to kind of keep what testing groups are doing closer to the belt? Stuff like that.
Some people will, like the testing groups that actually test for these challenges, that's actually really good. They're pretty sure they're going to keep all the information for themselves. They're probably going to play like the same deck or the deck that they like. And they will come there and they're just going to like beat everybody out because they know what to do, what they're doing. They got the new tech, they got the new like information about what cards are good, what cards are bad, what to do to counter the cards, stuff like that. Where Pickers Born going is like some people really gonna text. They're gonna be like, look at a tournament and be like, oh, that deck did good. I don't play that deck, and it's gonna be like they have no testing with the deck. They're just gonna play it and then go to the local championship or whatever, and just be like, okay, YOLO, I'm playing this deck. I didn't test at all. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna try to figure it out as I go, and then they end up losing, or maybe they can win. Like when I first played Blue Steel, my first 1K, I didn't know what I was playing. I was just like, Blue Steel, I'm gonna try it out, and I went there and I still got top 8. But I'll learn as I go, so it's weird for me.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that was something that you kind of sold me on with the blue steel deck. Was it reminds me a lot of Second Sunrise from Magic, if you remember that deck. It's got like all the baubles and the popsicles and all these little, we'll just call them items or the artifacts, and they interact with all of your stuff. And the Toa was huge. I think that
Mm-hmm.
card is
Tamatoa,
yeah, the Toa
yeah,
crab man.
Tamatoa. Some people playing 3. I'm playing 4 Tamatoas. It's like so good.
So you like four Tamatoa.
Yep, that card is like really really good. It's like you want to top deck it all the time, so you gotta play it. Like some games, you just top deck it, you win a game immediately. Let's say answer it. So they go like turn 8, you play it, and if they don't got be prepared or king undisputed, you just untap and you just win. You play lucky dime, win. You could be at 0 lore and still win.
Yeah, no, I watched that happen today when you were
Mm-hmm.
playing that red purple player, and let me tell you, that man was tilted. I have
Yeah.
been there multiple times against you.
Yep.
Yeah, look, everyone that's ever watching this, let me tell you something. This man could have two cards in hand at like either on the brink or just one turn away from losing. He'll draw his card. He'll top deck it, he'll look at it, he'll tilt his head like this, plays it, game's over. You lose. Doesn't matter. It's incredible. It's incredible. I have yet to
That
figure it
man.
out. It is an anomaly, but I am all here for it. I love it. Now that I am appreciating it more, it's just good to see it in
Yeah, appreciate
not
it more.
happening
You
just
want to
me.
appreciate you want you want to appreciate him with playing Magic.
Oh, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I did. I hated it when we were playing, bro, because I think my
Mm-hmm.
lifetime win rate against you was like sub 25%, and that's not a bullshit number. I
Go every
truly
time and
believe I'm
laughing.
sub 25% against you.
That boy used to be like, no, every time.
Oh yeah, every time. It's all started with Glorybringer, and it was all downhill
Mm-hmm.
from there. Everything was downhill from there.
Yep.
Nothing, nothing ever changed. But I mean, to see where you've come from, like, I remember when you first came into the Magic scene at my LGS,
Yep.
and you were just
Yep.
kind of chilling. You used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, hanging out with some of the friends. You came in, you played Magic, you picked it up, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember you would like come with us. We were doing our grind thing. You were coming with us to, 5Ks and 2Ks and
Yep. All the good
GPs.
days.
Yeah, right. When there was tournaments like big boy tournaments every weekend, like there
Yep.
is for Lorcana and Pokemon and all these other card games. We were on that, and it was like we would go there. We'd be like O2 barbecue, or we may top 8, whatever. We're just hanging out, and then here comes John, decides to go Super Saiyan. His first, states, his modern states, spikes that, and it was all over. He just started to progressively win. Goes to the Pro Tour. I mean, everything. And you
Um.
transfer that over into Lorcana. It's been super exciting
Yeah.
to watch that journey.
There haven't been that many Magic tournaments like it used to be though. I just
No,
realized
no,
that
no,
looking
no,
at
no,
it, there's no more like 1Ks or 10Ks or 5Ks no more. But
no,
since
no,
Lacana
no.
came into the frame, it's like a lot of Lacana tournaments though. Like every weekend it'd be like a Lacana tournament, 1K, 2K, store championships, um, a challenge, all kind of stuff.
I think it's. I mean, it's obviously the newer card game on the block. I mean,
Hmm.
it's like you had Lorcana, Dragon Ball, the new Dragon Ball game. Hell, Neopets is popping up. I don't know if you've seen Neopets, the card game, but people have been hyping that
Neopets.
game.
I would never play that.
Bro, there's some big names in the world playing that card game, and they're like, this game is the truth. So, we'll see,
What
we'll
the?
see. I know, but
My DMPEG gonna kill you.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just,
Oh,
but it's I've seen that. Like, when we were playing Magic, it was like the card game for competitive play for anything,
yeah,
right?
it
Like
was.
like I remember what 2016, 2015 era GPs were like what 2,000, 3,000 people.
Yeah,
Opens
it
were like
was.
700, 800, 1,200 people. Like they were always
Mm,
popping every weekend, right?
yep.
You do uh the old RC, the old PPTQ system. Those were 40 people every
Yep.
time.
Yep. It was. That was good. Those were the good days.
Right, right. And
42
like
people every time you go there, and only top two or top four and stuff get the invite.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
then but like you look at it now, and it's like every card game that's not Magic seems to have a bigger attendance, like a bigger growth. Like I'm not saying Magic's dead, and Magic will never die. There's no chance on this planet
Yeah.
Magic ever dies.
Especially like with the commander players, like everybody
Right.
playing commander, like
EDH
that
is
keep it
con
alive.
Right. EDH will never let Magic go away. It's just guaranteed. Okay. That
The
is
new match
something.
setting look good too. That the Burrows,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
it looks
But
pretty good.
it's like, traveling to the major events. Like
Hmm.
I feel like Magic kind of took away that circuit, and it's opened the door for all these other card games to appeal to people. Pokemon
Yeah.
has their regional circuit, has the chase to get the worlds. That's those. I
Hmm.
mean, now those are hitting 2,000 players every time. Like those are hand over fist growing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Digimon has regional circuit. Yu-Gi-Oh is got a regional circuit, and apparently they're on a super upcoming like come up right now. Lorcana, the challenges. I mean, look at these; they're selling out in mere seconds.
Yep.
Like
Texas, I mean
every.
not Texas, but Las Vegas gonna sell out so fast.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to be at home on your PC, hardwired, making sure you've got no ping for that. Like you have to have like a zero ping for that. And I hope you get in. By the way, I really do. Good luck to
I
you on
don't
that.
think I'm gonna go to Las Vegas. I thought about it, but I don't know. We'll
No,
see
you're
what
not
I
gonna go
do
to
at
Vegas.
Texas. I want to, but I'm like, I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do at Texas.
All right,
The
so
best of two
okay, I'm gonna
formats
ask.
make me like weird because like I don't want to do a whole bunch of 1-1s and stuff like that.
All right, I'm gonna ask you one time here and now.
Uh, So,
What would it take for you to go to Vegas? Win? Like you have to win Texas, or are you talking like a top
no, I want
16, a
if
top?
I day two, if I day two Texas, then I'll go to Las Vegas.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pretty good chance he's going to Vegas then if he day twos.
Let's
Like
see.
it's a pretty good chance.
So if I do, we'll see. If I lose in day two, round one again, like I did at Atlanta, after go undefeated, I'm gonna be like, I ain't going to Vegas. I'm gonna be so tilted.
And that's
That
another
part's
thing.
good.
Like
Yeah.
that tournament structure for I mean, Pokemon's kind of switching into
Yeah.
that now. They're going into asymmetrical cuts for
Hmm.
their regionals, which I don't know. I've really never done one of those before, so we'll see how it goes. But like the day two, the whole day two for Lorcana is just like a giant bracket, and I'm like, man, that's got to be rough. I mean, how many players were at Atlanta?
Atlanta, I think is like 2K maybe.
All right, so there's
Or,
2,000 people at Atlanta, and only
hmm
64 got in to day two.
hmm
Whereas like most card games, it's like an X, an XX makes it like X2 or better, X2
Yeah.
1 or better, whatever. That usually makes it.
hmm
And you probably get like maybe, 300 out of 2,000,
Something I want to
256.
say though is I don't like the top 64. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
When you
the
get top
bracket.
64, I was undefeated the whole day. Get top 64, and you lose your first match, you out. You know.
Right. That's where I was getting at with the bracket.
So I like the like in Magic, you go day two and you still got to play games to get a top eight. I like it like that, you know.
Right. And that's,
And give you a
and I,
chance to still get in top eight.
exactly. I think that's better for most card games. It takes a lot of the
Hmm.
variance out of things. Like you don't want your variance, your bad draw, your bad hand, your opponent top decking against you to
Hmm.
knock you out of the tournament
Yeah,
just starting your day two. It
yeah,
should still be, let's not say 5 rounds. Let's just say 3 rounds, 4 rounds. That's what again, a lot of card games do that. It's a smaller day two, smaller number. Increase up to say the top 128 players,
mhm,
get into day two from the field on day one, and then it's like all right, now we're gonna go into a 4 round event. After that, we're gonna cut the stand, or you do your top eight, blah blah
yeah,
blah.
yep,
When you do like 64 out of 2K, then you do a big boy bracket, like a 64 man like March Madness bracket. Like that's where
yeah.
upsets are born.
Yeah, people that went undefeated losing to their first round.
Right. I
Like,
mean, it's no
ooh,
different than watching March Madness, watching like the number one seed lose to a number 32 seed or a 16 seed or however it goes. Right. That's
yep,
like I guarantee you when you lost your round, everyone was shocked.
hmm
You're like,
yep.
he
I
went
know.
undefeated and he lost round one. Like I
Yep.
think everyone was
Like,
expecting you probably to go minimum top 16, and you'd
yep.
lose and get
I
knocked out
know.
first round. So upsets happen. Is it cool for storylines? Sure. Is it cool to give other players that are paired down to the 64 spot a chance? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a TO. Just someone who's been playing card games and going to these events for I mean, ever, literally ever, with
Mm.
especially with you. I mean, we've been doing this
See,
for what,
yeah,
17 years now? Crazy.
yep. The funny thing is, I was unexperienced in green purple. I just picked it up and I was like, you know what, this is the deck I'm playing. And like I tested it with Pixelborn with it a little bit, and I was just like, okay, I can at least 2 people. I know that, and I played it with a defeated with it. And my best deck was red purple, but I was like, I don't want to do a lot of 1-1, so I'm gonna play an aggro deck, and I'm just gonna put people to the outs, or they gotta have it, or I win. And 80% of the time, they didn't have it, and I win.
Are you going in with that same
So
mentality for Texas?
no, because different. There's no aggro deck, so I gotta like grind out my wins. So it's gonna be really hard.
Have you are are uh are you in a testing group now, or are you just kind of like still kind of freelance style, like maybe discussing with
Uh,
people at the moment?
so I'm like freelance, and I am in the Discord with people that test and stuff. I watch them play games. Sometimes I go out and test a little bit with them, but not like every day or like once every week or something. But yeah, if I was to be like that, like test every day, I'm pretty sure I'll be like even better than what I am now.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap it up. John, I got one last question for you. How are you feeling about Texas?
But Texas, I'm feeling okay. It's like it's just kind of scary to go play, and they know you got a 2-0 in like 5 rounds, and I don't want to do like a whole bunch of 1-1s. But it's like it is what it is. You play the games, you have fun, and you try to make the best of it.
Okay, well, hey man, I wish you all the best of luck. I know you're gonna crush it. Keep doing the thing, and we're gonna get back with you after Texas, and we'll talk to you there. So safe travels, my friend. All right.
All right, see you guys next time.
All right.